Corsair announced its preliminary Q3 earnings 2 weeks ago. The company trimmed its annual outlook by 4% to 8.3%. Management believes 2021 net revenue has been held back at least 10% by global logistics and GPU supply chain issues. In previous Q2 earnings, CEO Andy Paul commented,
"We experienced growth in every category, despite key component shortages in the market, such as graphics cards for enthusiasts to build gaming PCs, as well as semiconductor shortages, logistics issues, and port delays." The situation that us and most of our competitors are in right now is trying to get products in from Asia on what's now very expensive containers.
In this video, we will try to find out stories behind container scarcity, chip shortages, and the possible threat to Corsair future growth. Mr. Alpaca, business updates. 90% of consumer goods are moved by sea. All world trades depend on how soon these containers are carried from one country to another. It is estimated there are 180 million steel containers in the world. Under normal conditions, there is a dynamic balance between containers coming to and depart from a country until pandemic strikes. The whole world is locked down and people's spending pattern suddenly switched from traveling and restaurants to electronics, furniture, exercising equipment, and of course, sanitizers, masks, and gloves. The balance of consumption has changed. Where are these products produced? In China. Since China recovered faster from the crisis and people elsewhere stopped going to work, there are less exports from other countries to China. Plus, there is not enough labor force in the port. Containers sent to these countries are not all coming back. It becomes extremely challenging to book a container space to export from China. For example, it costs $11,000 to ship a 40-feet container from Shanghai to Los Angeles. It takes only $1,300 to send it back, a difference of almost 9 times. According to Drewry's World Container Index, the overall sea logistic cost has risen by as much as 5 times since COVID. It has become a huge burden on companies that import from China. Corsair is not the only one that feels the pain. IKEA, we are struggling to supply 10% of the stock. We have been forced to purchase additional shipping containers and charter vessels to address product shortages. October 2021. Logitech, the company reported a steep fall in operating profit and said it was facing unprecedented supply chain problems. October 2021.
And we certainly expect that's going to be somewhat of a temporary situation. Otherwise, we'll be starting up container companies.
Semiconductors power the modern world. They are a key component of nearly every electronic device we use, including laptops, cell phones, cars, washing machines, refrigerators, etc. They are important components for most of Corsair's products. The chip shortage has given a hard blow on its production line. More than that, due to the shortage of high-end CPUs and graphic cards, a lot of enthusiastic gamers are waiting in line to build their PC. The consumption of peripherals has been delayed.
We've talked about semiconductor shortages, and that's not just related to components that we buy, semiconductors that go into our components. So, as you probably know, there's been a huge shortage of high-end CPUs and graphics cards. So it's actually been quite difficult for most extreme gamers that are building these $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 gaming PCs. It's been difficult for them to build. NVIDIA and to a certain extent AMD allocated a lot more products into the finished PC manufacturers, Alienware, Dell, etc.
The cause of all this is again the pandemic. The coronavirus forced people to work from home, to go to school from home, to just basically do everything from home. People upgrade their computers, they get smart speakers, home theaters, and play a lot of video games. Business scramble to set up remote work system and need more cloud infrastructure. All this would overload the data center for applications such as Zoom and Teams. In a word, both electronic devices and servers suddenly have a surge in demand. Together with smarter cars and deployment of 5G technology, they are all fighting for the raw materials of chips. That is wafer. Oops, not this one, but this one. Wafers produced by manufacturers such as TSMC were used on priority to produce laptops and servers that are essential for working from home. That's why there is a shortage for graphic cards, which are for gamers. Of graphic cards that are actually produced, 25% end up in Bitcoin mining.
When the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other.
Chip shortage, together with stay-at-home, become the catalyst for cloud gaming, a major threat for Corsair component business. Cloud gaming is a type of online gaming that runs video games on remote servers and streams them directly to a user's device. Major providers of the service include Stadia from Google, Luna from Amazon, GeForce from Nvidia, Xbox Cloud from Microsoft, and Shadow PC, etc. Previously, we mentioned cloud gaming is still facing latency issues for highly intensive games, such as shooting games. Latency is the time it takes for a request to go from the client to the server and back to the client. To respond to certain demand during pandemic, cloud gaming providers have made huge investment on server and connecting nodes across major cities in US. The latency has been greatly improved. Here is a testing result from Gamers Nexus. Latency below 100 milliseconds is a breakthrough as it becomes acceptable for more and more players. This is cloud gaming market value growth since 2019. It is projected that the market value would grow exponentially by 43 times by 2024. Since the game is not run locally, any entry-level devices would be capable to handle the streamed games. The video shows cloud gaming on a $200 Chromebook. This chart shows Chromebook shipment growth over the last 3 years. What if some of the gamers discovered that they do not have to spend a huge amount of money to upgrade their gaming PC, especially when high-end graphic cards are hardly available? It will have a negative impact on Corsair business of cooling solutions, power supply, memory, and build PC. Management clearly has already felt the trend, and that's probably why they have diversified into streaming and content creation through Elgato acquisition.